While in Brooklyn, I stopped for a visit with my longtime colleague, Juan Moreno, author, salsa enthusiast, and professor at Boricua College. Welcome to Places and Conversations, presented by AARP. I'm your host, George Nenadich, and today we are visiting Mr. Juan Moreno, who is a professor of generic studies at Boricua College here in Brooklyn, New York City. Juan, how are you?
I'm good, George. How are you doing?
Thank you for having us.
My pleasure.
It sounds so heavy, your workload. I mean, just being a professor itself is something that is that's not a 9-to-5 job. You have to prepare outside of the working hours.
Yes, indeed.
You have to prepare material for those 8-9 hours that you're working here at Boricua College.
We have to prepare ourselves for our classes. But you know something? Dealing with young people is not work. Dealing with young people is something that's very exciting. Number one, because you have to be ready for them. Mm-hmm. If you're not ready for them, they're going to say, hey, you're full of baloney. That's not the way it is. Mm-hmm. Okay? And two, because it is exciting to be able to be part of the life of this young generation.
Now, in addition to being the professor of generic studies at Boricua College, Juan Moreno is also an author and a historian. What are some of your works in terms of literature?
Well, basically, I've written 8 books. I've written books in my main field, which is music, but I also written political books. My first book was based on the history of the story of La Lupe. La Lupe was a diva and very well known by a lot of people. And I call it Demystifying a Diva, the truth about La Lupe. And I call it Demystifying a Diva because there was a lot of stories being told about La Lupe. They said La Lupe used drugs and so on and so forth. And I found in my research that wasn't so. So that's why we had to break the myth of La Lupe. La Lupe was something so sensational that people invented the stories about her and created the myth.
The CEO of AARP wrote a book titled Disrupt Aging. And in this book, she talks about the misconceptions and the outdated stereotypes about aging. Now, at this core, they believe that it's all about living. So, do you agree that a conversation is necessary to eliminate some of these misconceptions of aging based on what you do on a day-to-day basis? Professor, author, historian.
I think it's a matter of understanding what you want to do with your life. I think there's some people that are satisfied with being alive. But if you are just being alive and you're not creating anything with your life, then you might as well be dead. I think that there's a lot of space for you to grow. There's a lot of space for you to create new things, and it has nothing to do with aging. It has to do with thinking.
Right.
Okay. It has to do with our capacity to think and our capacity to create. And if we have that, aging doesn't matter.
I congratulate you on your success. I congratulate you on your achievements. I've always been fascinated with the ability to, 2 things that have always fascinated me: the ability to play an instrument and the ability to write a book.
Well, I can write a book. I cannot play an instrument, but I can dance.
So I congratulate you, Juan Moreno,
all right,
professor, author, historian.
And your friend.
And my friend. Thank you for watching Places and Conversations. We'll see you soon.